People who have straight up rage quit a job. What was the final straw? My manager started snapping her fingers in my face, 3 inches away from my eyes, saying in a slow drawl, "You are doing it wrong. Hello, that's not how I told you to do it." When I was folding the shirt somewhat slower and less optimally than I was shown, though achieving the same fold also, it was my 3rd week and one of 20 folds I had to learn on that job. I walked right then and there. I worked for a call center for AT&T. I refused to try and sell a direct TV package to a woman who was literally bawling her eyes out on the phone because she was having to switch her phone plan to her name instead of her husband's name because he had just died. I was a receptionist for a medical software company. Boss refused my request for a single day off to take my teen daughter to get eye surgery. I waited until the first day of her 2-week vacation and put in my notice. Ruined her holiday. I was waiting tables while I was in grad school. I had requested a weekend off far in advance, right after I got my syllabus, because there was a seminar pertinent to a class our professor expected us to go and write a paper. It was a decent chunk of our grade. The weekend comes up and lo and behold, I'm scheduled doubles Friday through Sunday. I hunt down the manger and say I can't do that. And I've given months notice. She pulls the "requests are just requests, not guarantees," and I tell her point blank I will fail this class if I don't go. She shrugged. She said, "That isn't my problem." I told her, "Is now," and left. Like hell I was going fail a class for my master's degree waiting tables at a fucking rainforest cafe. This was 20 years ago. My fiancé had been hospitalized for 16 months after a car accident. When she passed away, my boss would not let me have time off for bereavement because we were not legally married. Many years ago, while working in a manufacturing facility, my boss came into work already pissed off because his wife served him divorce papers. Saying, "Good morning," was apparently enough to set him off, and he picked up a wrench from the table and threw it at my head. I ducked. It missed. Then I just closed my toolbox and wheeled it to the truck. Lol. Was having a meeting with the boss, who was a difficult guy to work with, and he stood up and punched the wall. He wasn't doing it jokingly. He bare-knuckled went at the wall of his own office like he was in the gym hitting a punching bag. I sat there in astonishment for about 2 seconds, then stood up and left. Cleared out my desk, exited through the back door without a word to anyone. There's no place for that conduct in the professional world, even if the guy does own the company. He wouldn't train me properly, then come yell at me in front on the office. He would always threaten my job or like hiring someone else, and I finally said, "Good, I hope you find someone better because I quit and will be leaving once other lady comes back from lunch." He tried to backpedal and ask if I was serious. I never looked back. ETA, he hired me without any experience because he knew he could lowball me. I got paid pennies for what someone with experience would get paid. I was vomiting in the parking lot every day before walking into my job from stress. Then one day I was kicked in the teeth, literally, by one of the clients, and my boss would not let me leave to go to the dentist. I went anyway, was docked pay for my time at the emergency appointment, and then they begged me not to sue. I quit. I never have, but my favorite example was when a coworker in student transportation, who had finally gotten a position she wanted after years of suffering through stress in another, was called by management over the summer and told she was being reassigned to the stressful position because no one else wanted to do it. She had fought too long and hard to get what she wanted, and her immediate response was, "Then tell me what I need to do to resign." She did, and she's been at peace with her decision ever since. One was exhausted, had been working 50-plus hour weeks, and couldn't wait until Christmas break. I was the only person out of 25 required to work Saturday mornings on a 6-week fundraiser in addition to my regular hours. Others were only scheduled once. I was scheduled all 6 Saturdays. Finally, a foreign colleague wanted to work Christmas so she could go to her home country early in the next year. The entire office was supposed to be closed for those 2 weeks. The boss picked me to be with her and refused to let me say no. I didn't want to take a break later when the rest of my family would've. been off over Christmas, and I couldn't bear to have waited another 2 weeks as I was barely hanging on right then. She wouldn't let it go, so I quit. The boss decided to work with her herself. That was fine with me. The mystery is why it had to be me or her out of 25 coworkers. Well, not my problem. I was flat out lied to about the position. It was a management position at a residential mental health facility, and I had taken it, leaving a great paying but stressful position, because it wouldn't require travel and was supposed to be much more laid back. On top of many other issues, ended up having to work 8 weeks straight without a single day off, even weekends and one holiday. So after a very heated meeting with upper management where one person was flat out lying to cover their own butt, I sent a resignation email from the parking lot. When I was driving home and my blood pressure shot through the roof cause somebody was driving the same make, model and color car as the boss. Obviously that wasn't the straw, just the recognition that there was to be no more straws. Worked at a Korean barbecue restaurant. They said since one was unexperienced they will cut my wages. Hired me as a server and made me clean toilets and grills all day. 12-hour shift, gave me $9.45 in cash. Quit on the spot. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to see more videos like this.